This is Paint Live TV. I'm Chris the Idaho Painter. In this video, I'm going to try to answer a question I get all the time when we're painting cabinet doors. And when we're painting cabinet doors, people are seeing these cup hooks in here, and they're wondering what the heck we do about these holes we drill in our cabinet doors after we're done painting them. Another comment we get all the time is, I cannot believe you just drilled holes in these beautiful cabinet doors. So before I get to talking to you about what we do about the holes, I'm going to tell you why we put the holes in these doors to begin with. So the reason why we drill holes and put little cup hooks in these doors is so we can hang them on hangers like this. And hanging the doors on hangers like this, I can now hang them on a system like this, and I can spray my doors hanging up, and I can literally get 4 coats sprayed on these doors in one day. We use lacquers now, and one of the reasons why we use lacquers is they dry a lot faster. They don't run as easy when you spray them on a hanging system like this, and they're a lot more durable of a coating, and they just look more like a factory finish. So I can take a lacquer, I can sit here and spray a door like this. I can get 4 coats on in one day. I can prep them, I can spray 2 coats, primer coats, and 2 top coats in one day. The system that we used to use, here's a drying rack system. Right here, we used to spray our doors with latex paints. Latex paints, when you try to spray them hanging like this, are more likely to run. So we used to spray them on a system like this. I'd either set them on a bucket, or this is kind of an amazing tool right here. It's called the Spray Twirly from Paint Line. All these products are from Paint Line right here, and this drying rack right here is called the 50 drying rack. But we would spray them like this, and I would spray 2 coats on the back side of the door, and it's less likely to run. Spraying them down like this, you can get them really loaded up. We would set them on buckets all over the house, but that was what we used to do, and now they got these really cool drying rack systems where you can set them on the drying rack like this. I can let them set on that drying rack, come back the next day, pull it off, and then I can spray the opposite side, which would be the top side. I'll spray 2 coats on it that day. I'm gonna lay it on the drying rack. It's gonna dry for a day, and then I'm gonna come back the next day and hang them. That's a 3-day system. This system now that we developed, we can spray the doors and get them all done in one day, come back and re-hang everything the next day, and it typically is about a day and a half. So we've cut our cabinet painting process down by half, and you can imagine how much money we make doing cabinets now. So that's why we use this system. It's a system, this drying and spraying rack system. There's a drying rack, not here in the video, but these would go transfer from here and hang on a drying rack and dry. So that's why we do it. There are 2 little cup hooks. Cup hooks are right here. They're just simple little cup hooks that we buy at our local hardware store. We drill a 3 30-second pilot hole, just about a 1/4 of an inch into the door, screw the cup hooks in, and now they can hang on these amazing hangers. They're drilled 10 inches apart, pretty simple. But you're gonna ask, what do I do about the holes? So unscrew, after we're all done, we're gonna hang these doors, and it leaves these 2 little holes in there. They're not really that big of a deal. I've been painting cabinets now for over 5 years using this method, and I've only had 1 customer ever realize that there was holes in the doors. And why is that? So this door right here, I just unscrewed the cup hooks. This right here, there's 2 holes right there. You can see the handle right here. This is a bottom door. This goes on the bottom cabinets right here. And the bottom cabinets, or the bottom door right here, it sits about 6 inches off the ground. So you can imagine 6 inches off the ground, you're never gonna be able to see those 2 holes I drilled. It's not gonna affect the integrity of the cabinet door. Now just the opposite door, if this was a top hanging door, the handle's down here, I'm gonna drill my 2 holes in the top. And the top of the cabinet is about that high. I can't even reach it, and I can't even see it. So I'm not really worried about it because the customer can never see it. But if you're concerned about the holes that are being drilled in there, you can use this system and not drill the holes, or you can drill the holes and fill them if you're concerned about leaving them. And we've filled them before. The process for an entire kitchen cabinet set is about an hour for 1 person to do it. You're just gonna use spackle. You'll just spackle it. Very simple. We would just put some spackle on our finger. We're gonna spackle that little hole right there. Let that spackle dry, and then our lacquer, because we're using lacquers, all we do is just take a natural bristle brush, and we're gonna brush some lacquer on the top of that. Handy little brush baggie right there. So I'm just gonna brush lacquer on there, one coat, and you're never gonna see it. Typically, most cabinets are white. The spackle's white, it just takes one coat. That's how we go about doing it. You can use caulking to fill that hole, but the caulking's gonna shrink a little bit, leave an indentation. But I have to say, you know, in 5 years, we've only filled the holes one time. One customer ever noticed. I think the customer got on a ladder to clean the top of the cabinets, the dust off the top, noticed the holes. She said she couldn't live with the holes, so we just said we'd come back and fill them. And like I said, it took about an hour to fill them. So top ones, holes are gonna go on the top. Bottom ones, holes are gonna go on the bottom. Now, how do you know which one is the top one and the bottom one? When you remove the cabinet doors, just make sure you mark in one of the hinges, T for top or B for bottom, and then you're gonna know. Put a piece of tape over that so you don't spray it, because you always wanna have your labels, hinges, everything labeled. But the handle is gonna tell you a little bit about where, you know, the cabinet door came from, but this one, label it T for top so you know it's gonna be up here, handles down here, drill your 2 holes, and away you go. Hopefully this video has helped you. The spraying racks and drying racks that you've seen right here, they're available on our website, which is theidahopainter.com. This one, I get a lot of people asking me this one from Paint Line right here, the PSDR spraying and drying rack. It's $425. That's what they sell it for. This spray twirler, I don't know how much that costs. This is on our website too. And if you do that type of spray system where you're concerned about drilling holes, you don't want to drill the holes, it's an amazing system. Compact, you don't have to sit there and locate stuff all over the place. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to our channel, and hopefully we'll see you on our next video. Out.